Hey guys, thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, my name is Rich, and if you're not, thank you for coming back. So, if you're not here, here's a rundown of how everything go. I usually go straight to how much that I make, and if that's all you need to know, after I told you, you could leave and get back to whatever you were doing. And then after that, I went over to what was going through my mind when I made this type of trade. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. So this week I made about $3,290.97. If that's all you need to know, thank you for tuning in and I'll see you on the next one. Okay, so here's a little backstory. So I was off from work this whole week. That $3,290.97 did actually come from premium. It comes from a combination of scalping, SMCI, and then also swing trading Nvidia. And that's how I came to that. Yeah, I almost forgot. Before we get into things, I want to tell you that this was super risky. Emphasize more on this. This is not my only account. I have another account where I every month I send over $1,000 in, invested in two companies, VOO and SCHD. That's like my safe investing. So what I plan to say is I could afford the risk. So keep that in mind when you're watching the videos. What I'm doing with this account, I comfortable doing it. Well, I was not comfortable with SMCI, but all in all, I accepted the risk. Okay, with that rent aside, let's go to the history. Okay, so let's go to the history. There's not much values you're gonna get to it. Part of that is my mistake. I should have recorded the screen and recorded the trade as they were happening and talked through it so you could see where my thought was. But the gist of it was I was looking at the support and resistance. So whenever SMCI reach a support, I'll get in, and then after I made my profit, I'll roll that money over to Nvidia while closely monitoring SMCI. And whenever I've seen SMCI go back to that level of support, I just sold my Nvidia shares and get back to it. So technically in this section, what I'm gonna be telling you is where did I buy it, for what price, and where did I sell it, and then tell you how much profit did I made for that particular day. This might be a waste of your time. You don't have to watch this. Part of this again is my fault. I should have just screen recorded wherever I was buying and selling. But let's get started. I think the week started on the 25th. The week started on the 25th. So my first trade was SMCI. So I bought 1059 shares at 36.16 and then turned around and sold it a couple minutes after 42. What time was it? 7:47. Like 5 minutes after for $37, and that's a profit of, I do not know, 39,183 minus 38,255.42. That's a profit of 927 and 58 cent. Then right after I was finished with this, so at that time I didn't want to keep buying at $37, so I was waiting for it to cool back down again to get in. So while waiting, I was looking at Nvidia on the side. So after this trade, I took the money and roll it over to Nvidia. Before I get to Nvidia, that was super duper risky if you're not paying attention. I didn't average in whatsoever. I just took my whole position and went into that trade. Not recommended, but it's just that what I wanted to do. But that was super duper risky as my money could have went down to the drain if I didn't have no stop loss in place whatsoever. Just wanted you to know that. But anyways, I rolled the money over to Nvidia. So I bought 285 shares at what price was it? 136.77, and then rolled it over, instantly sold it the same day for 137.64. So again, that's the first 927. So 39,227.40 minus 38,978.04, made 249 profit on that. And that's just the gist of it. And I'm just gonna take this, roll it over to that, and then just keep doing that technically. So once again, about 1049 shares at 36.85, again below 37, and then sold it here for whatever amount of profit that is. So that's technically what I was doing. I don't feel like I need to keep going over it because there's no value added. I didn't have the screen recording, so which again is my fault. But there's one trade that kind of went left. It was a swing trade on Nvidia. So I took a trade on Nvidia on the 26th, and reason why I want to go to that one, I ended up making some profit on it. But let me calculate that with you first. So I sold the shares, the 300 shares for 141,355 ish. So minus 49.21.50. Alright, I made $433 on it. It's $433 on it. The reason why on the 26th, that was a terrible swing trade. That position that went down $1,000. I believe I have to tell you about it. That was pretty crazy. So a week on the 26th, that's when I took the position, right? So my account on the 26th was sitting around 41.2 ish. That's after I took the position. So I think it was 41 ish, 41 to 20. I took the position around this time. And then that same day, the position, my account went down to 39,998. I should have gotten stopped out in that trade, but I decided to hell, which is a bad thing because remember I only made 400 and something for $33, and here at one point I was down 1,000 something. Now that's not good. And at the same time, I know Nvidia right now is overvalued, and so I should have been really careful. That's the one trade that I should not have stayed on that long. Probably should have cut my losses short, wait and get back to it, but I didn't do that. That's the one I actually really want to talk about. That's how the week ended up doing. So, and all in all, this week was like a short week, Thanksgiving week and stuff. So it wasn't like a full week, but this is how that week turned. So next week I got work. I won't be doing those trading, buying and selling shares. I'm most likely going back to selling options. So I'm still working on what I plan to do for next week. So stay tuned and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.